Hello and welcome to the first Bible study of this channel. And now is the last time that I'm no longer doing tutorials on this channel. Strictly focusing on teaching, but you can check my previous video when I announced that. So I'm holding in my hands RCCG Sunday School Manual, the Youth and Adult Edition. So this is the teaching on Bible study I'm going to be sticking to, and this study comes every week throughout the year, except for like 2 weeks when we don't have the study for it, but it actually comes every week. So do well to follow this channel, subscribe, so that you don't miss out on any teaching. Now today is 7th of June, and then the topic for us today is Rahab. And Rahab is a prostitute that got saved as a result of a conspiracy with the Israelites. The Bible passage is from Joshua 2 verse 1 to 6. So I'm just going to take it from here. Joshua 2 verse 1 to 6. After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' aide, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now then, you and all these people, get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land I am about to give to them, to the Israelites. I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised. Your territory will extend from the desert to Lebanon, and from the great river, the Emperite, the Hittite country, to the Mediterranean Sea in the west. No one will be able to stand against you all the day of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you, none forsake you. Those are promises of God to Joshua. Our memory verse is from Hebrews 11 verse 31, which says, by faith, the harlot Arab did not perish with those who did not believe, when she had received the spice in peace. Now, according to Joshua, also 1 verse 12 and 13, which says, but to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and half tribe of Manasseh, Joshua said, remember the command that Moses, the servant of God, gave you after he said, the Lord your God will give you the rest by giving you this land. So it has been established already that God is ready to give the Israelites the land. The story of Rahab is one of the thought-provoking accounts in the Bible. The occasion that projected her into the hall of faith is that a great faith in the God of Israel, whom she knew almost nothing about. She rose from being an harlot to a joint heir in Abrahamic covenant, and eventually got a space in the lineage of Jesus Christ, according to Matthew 1 verse 5. Her life gives us a deeper insight into what God can do with lives of every sinners who comes to him. Rahab was actually a prostitute. When those guys went to spy in the land, she actually conspired with them, she helped them, and as a result of it, when the city is going down, she did not go down with her city. She got saved. Now let us look at the outline, which is first outline, which is a character. Rahab in Hebrews means wide, W-I-D-E. What does being wide means? It's just literally being wide, being big, open. She lived in the 12th century BC. She was a Canaanite harlot who lived in Jericho city. That's where she came from. She rented rooms to travelers and visitors who came into the city. This explains why the two spies sent by Joshua found lodging in her house. So what she does basically is when people come into the town, she gets them lodge, and also being a landlord, she can also warm their bed and so on and so forth. And that explains how he get to meet the guys that Joshua sent to spy. She was a selfless woman who saved her household with high negotiating skill. Joshua 2 verse 12. In Joshua chapter 2 verse 12. Now then, please swear to me by the Lord. This is Rahab speaking. Swear to me by the Lord that you will show kindness to my family, because I have shown kindness to you. Give me a sure sign that you will spare the life of my father and my mother, my brother and my sister, and all who belong to them, and that you will save us from death. She tried to negotiate with the guys that when this city is going down, when you guys are taking over, when the Israelites are taking over, swear to me, because I have helped you, put you in a lodge, assisted all of you. Swear to me that you are going to let me live as well as my family. So she had a wonderful negotiating skill. She knew what to do with the information at her disposal. Rahab asked the two Israeli spies to swear by the Lord, thereby showing her faith in the only true God. She was smart enough to know that her city would be overthrown. In her wisdom, she joined herself to the winning side. She already knew that these spies that came, that there are many, and probably she has heard the news of how Israelites has been taking over city since God helped them out of Egypt. So she knew that most likely these guys are coming here, and they are going to take this city. So having that information at her disposal, she was able to negotiate with those guys. Okay, fine, I'll help you, take you in, give you a place to sleep, but you have to assure me that I am saved and my family as well are also saved. Now, the class activity we have is the class should discuss what they would do to bring their family members to the knowledge of Christ. Let me go to second outline. Achievement and lessons from her life. Achievement. She skillfully hid the spies to prevent the king of Jericho from capturing and executing them. Joshua 2 verse 6. She purposely hid them. She knows that by the time Israelites marching, and of course they marching, the wall of Jericho, it fell down flat, and Joshua made a proclamation that wall should not be built again. It's so obvious, and the way she predicted it to be, that was exactly how it become. Okay, so she was able to hide them, and then she did it successfully. They were not caught. She believed all the stories about the God of Israelites, even without seeing them. She was not with Israelites. She was not with them when God was showing them all the exploits, how God dealt with Pharaoh on their matter, how God took them, how God parted the Red Sea, a lot of exploits. She didn't experience it. However, she was told by the spies, and she believed. That shows us that most time, as we all know, faith is not what you see with your eye. It is substance that you hold on to of things that you've not even seen. Okay? So she believed it, and it was good for her that she believed it. It was really good for her. Rahab was a skillful negotiator who selflessly made the spies swear to spare her and her household. Now, during those days, there are no such thing as contractual agreement. There is no paper that you can sign that, hey, if you help me, I do this. There is no forward contract. But she told them that, okay, fine, if you guys are truly Israelite and God is with you, swear by that God that by the time you take over this city, I am going to be saved as well as my household. So, first of all, she believed. Secondly, she got an information that is very, very crucial. And then she made an agreement. She negotiated with them. You guys, I will not expose you. I'm going to help you. But when the city go down, I don't want to go down with the city. And then it worked out for her. The book of Hebrews named her among faith heroes in the Old Testament. Okay? James recorded her as being justified by works. Matthew lists her in the lineage of Jesus Christ. Now, all these things she did made us a significant figure in the Bible. So, the fact that she was able to identify, she believed what she has not seen, and she was able to identify that, hey, these guys are truly from God and they are coming to take over. Let me just, help them so that I'll be able to get on their side. I can save myself and my household. Lessons from her life. Rahab stepped out of her harlotry into faith in God. So anyone can change from bad to good. In Jericho, a city, there is no, they don't serve God over there. They have their own gods that they serve, But she was able to, and that's why she probably does not have the knowledge of the truth, So she meeting these guys, she believed them, she believed in their God, and then she was willing to actually convert, and that actually saved her. She should show kindness to people, just as Rahab did to the spouse. Okay, yeah, we should show kindness to people, just that as Rahab did to the spouse. Most time when we meet people, we don't really know them. We don't know what they are connected to, what they are capable of, what opportunities they have, who they know, who they have. We don't really know. So showing kindness should be like a normal thing, all right? You don't need spiritual prophecy or Holy Spirit telling you before you are kind. Kindness is a commandment. Okay, so she actually did that firsthand, and then it turned out for good for her. She walked by faith and not by sight. She did not see the doings of the God of Israel, but she believed. She believed what she was told, and then it worked out. Every child of God should ensure the salvation of his or her family. Now, that is very, very important. She did not negotiate just for herself, and that thing is very, very key. She actually negotiated for herself and her family. If you are in a condition where you can bail yourself out, are you going to drag your family into it, or you just want to bail yourself? And then she was not sure maybe her family will also be saved, but she was willing to negotiate also. I want my family, to be also be saved. She was diligent enough to follow instruction. Likewise, believers must carefully follow the right instruction. By the time she conspired with the spies, then they talked, okay, this is how we're going to do it, this is what we're going to do, this is how we need your help. And then she carefully followed every instruction. She worked with them until the spying, the attack, the launching, and the chanting of hallelujah was successful, and the wall of Jericho fell down flat. Can God use the wicked to help the righteous? And that's the question. Can God use the wicked to actually help the righteous? What is the answer? Please drop it in the comment section. And then thank you for catching me on this. Look forward to next week, where we're going to discuss strategic leadership. My name is Kunle again. Remember to subscribe for more wonderful teaching like this, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Bye.